Welcome back to another video. It's been a while since I recorded. I have about 12 new cards to add to our illustration art SA art binder. We have around 400 cards so far. Finally able to start adding some more cards to these amazing collection. So stay tuned and let's get right into this and see which ones we're gonna add. We're gonna add about 2 cards from Destined Rivals, I believe, and around 10 from Mega Evolutions. First off, I just want to take a shout out to my friend that made this backboard. If you can look at some of my last videos, the backboard didn't look nearly as good as this one. It's because I did them. I had a friend that actually made this one for me, so I think it looks super cool. Let me know what you think. Shout out to Dooley, who actually did that. She is a real one. All right, so we're going to start to show each one of these cards. These are the price. The price that you see on screen is the price that I paid for these with the shipping, taxes included. So that's why some of them might be a little bit more than what you would see for retail. Now, I did buy these several months ago, and it's just finally time to put them in the binder. So, you know, prices could have changed quite a bit since I actually got them. But the first one here is Shuckle. So again, these Shuckle came from Mega Evolution. You can see Shuckle here just sitting in some berries. You know, Shuckle's such a cool, you know, kind of like a mean, goofy little Pokemon. You see just sleeping right there. All right, the next one here is Charcadet. So this one is the promo from one of the ETBs. Really cheap one to get. You can see Charcadet's just here looking at a fighting ring. We do have the evolution for this one already in the binder. So really excited to add that to the collection. So we're going to go through these pretty quick. You know, I really want to do an update video showing all of the cards that I have, but it's just not time for it. I have a lot to add right now. I have probably around 60 illustration arts to add, SARs as well. We actually have some very expensive ones to add for this video too. Considering on this Delibird looks really cool. Really like how there's a bunch of Delibirds just sitting around, kind of like penguins typically do, you know. Moving right along, 2 cards looks like here. First one here is Helioptile. Hard to pronounce it a little bit. See him right here with his little friend looking at the starry night, some shooting stars. Really cool looking design. These ones are all pretty cheap so far. And then we have Spiritomb. So there is another Spiritomb illustration art that came out in another set more recently. And honestly, I might end up getting that one. I'd like to get one of each card, you know, just so I could have them in the Pokédex binder. And if there's one card that comes out that looks better than the other one, I might replace it. And I might end up doing that one with Spiritomb. I'll show that one on the screen. Let me know if you would try to replace it with that one. Alright, so this is one of the bigger cards adding. I did pay a lot more than what this is. This is going for a lot less right now. It's going around 150 at the time of me recording this video. But I love this Ho-Oh. Look at the shininess on this. You know, my favorite generation is definitely Johto, Generation 2s. I played Silver and Gold the most growing up. I was born around that time frame, just when, you know, those sets were coming out. I played a lot of the original ones, but Silver and Gold are my favorite. You see Ethan right here. He was the trainer that you use in the video game. Super cool card. Really excited to add this one next to Lugia. I have a lot of the Johto cards that are at the end of the Pokédex. Really good condition. I'll take this out of the case and put it in the binder at the end of the video. And another really big card, here we have Moltres. So this one also is from Destined Rivals. This card has changed a lot. I waited quite a bit to actually buy this one because I knew once they announced it was going to be in that collection box that, you know, the price would not stay what it is. But it's a beautiful card. Moltres here. You know, so we do have Articuno already. We do have Zapdos. So finally getting to add the last legendary bird. You know, this one also is Team Rocket's Moltres, so it's got that little added vibe to it. Very cool card. Very awesome to add it. I've been waiting to add these in the binder for a while now. You know, I've been in training for the military, so I've just not been able to do a video recently. But here we have Vulpix. So this is another cool illustration art we do have. The Ninetales already, so we'll get that another Generation 1, just like that Moltres, the Gen 1. We'll show how much we've spent for each one of the generations at the end of the video. as a whole, at least for the ones that we'll be adding from these specific cards. A couple more cards in this one. First we have Stuffle, little bear. We do have the Beware too, so I really like adding these cards when we already have one of the evolution line in it. Just looks more complete. And the other one on the back here is Ninjask. So got a little bug right there flying through the sky. This is actually a connecting artwork with Shed Ninja, I believe. But I think they're from different generations, if I'm not mistaken. So 2 more cards there. And 2 more cards we're going to show off for this video. The first one here is Gumshoes. Gumshoes was spiked in price when the set came out, so I definitely waited a little bit longer to actually buy it. You can see Rattata over there crawling in the background. But this is basically like, everyone makes fun of this Pokemon or like relates it to President Trump. So I get why they do it, you know, his hair kind of looks like it. And not a bad design for that Pokemon though. And then lastly, another Generation 1 Pokemon, get Executor. So we do have pre-evolution already, and excited to add this one. I really like this design. You know, it's kind of like a cartoonish design, and I'm a big fan of those types of cards. Alright, so now we're going to add these 12 cards to our binder collection. One by one, you get to see what we already have in our binder. So here is our first binder. This collection consists of 3 binders. So you see we have the very expensive first starter Pokemon, and we're going to look for number 37. So Vulpix goes right up here. There is our Vulpix. Goes right next to the Ninetales, so you can see those 2 next to each other. Super cool line. See some of the cards. This is the only Japanese card I have. There's not a Growlithe yet, and I really like that one, so I had to get it. And we're looking for the Executor. Goes right up here. Here is our Executor. You see it with the Execute. Really like that card. Actually pulled that card from Surging Sparks. And then one more from Generation 1, which will be our Moltres. So you see our Moltres right here. We'll get to add it. So you see we got Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno right here. You actually do have that's the most expensive card I have right now. That Mew is like $700 at the time of this video. And you'll see the price that I've spent so far on Generation 1 to this point. Not what it's worth. It's probably worth a lot more. We do have some of the other cards here. Moving on to Generation 2, we have 2 cards to add. The first one here will be Shuckle. Let's see, where is our Shuckle gonna go? Right here. And here's our Shuckle card. Another one added to that page, and then we're looking for our Delibird, which will go right up here. This page has quite a bit on it. Really like that Houndour and Houndoom. Then moving on to add our Ho-Oh, goes right here. There's our Ho-Oh, beautiful card. That one I definitely think will be worth a lot more in the future. A lot of people will probably want the Lugia and the Ho-Oh together. Tyranitar looking all cool. Only one more. They need to really make a Pupitar card. I'll finish up that one. We might have one more card to add for this binder. Ninjask is Generation 3. And I'm guessing it is on here somewhere. And there it is. So you see we do have our Shed Ninja already. Here's our Ninjask. And we'll add it to that one. That's probably it for this binder. We'll move over to our second binder. Add Spiritomb, which is the next generation. And our second binder, we are looking for our Spiritomb. It's the end of Generation 3. Okay. I think our next video is going to be adding a lot of the Phantasmal Flames, Illustration Rares. I like to get some of these other generations caught up, and then we'll move right back to black and white. Still have several cards to add for the black and white. Now, obviously, if you don't know, there's an illustration art and SAR for every black and white Pokemon. So probably do those ones after. Now we're gonna add our Heliptile. Kind of browse through this kind of quickly just so y'all can see what I have so far. Here's our black and white. Yes, we do have a lot of them, but probably about half in the binder right now. On this page. One of my favorite ones is definitely the Vanillix right there. See that Vanillix. We do have the Reshiram. We do not have the Zekrom yet. And here we got Generation 6. So a lot of these ones are going to come out here in the Greninja set that comes out here in a few months. Maybe even less. It's hard for me to follow them all at this time. Let's see. A Heliptile right here. Very last one from this binder. There's our Heliptile. And we'll close this one and pull out our third binder. Moving on to Generation 7, we're going to add our Gumshoes, which goes right here. There's our Gumshoes. And then we're going to look for our Stuffle location. Should be pretty easy to spot that Beware right up here. So then you can see the Stuffle with the Beware right next to it. And then we're going to move on and find our Charcadet location. Browse through these pretty quickly. We're on Generation 8. Generation 8 has a decent amount. And then here we are at the end of Generation 8. There's so many from Generation 9. So really looking forward to adding this other one, this Charcadet, which will go up here. So here's our Charcadet. And you can see Charcadet with its evolution, Armarouge. Go ahead, since we've already done basically the entirety of this, we're going to show the rest just so you can see how many of Generation 9 we actually have. Like 2 complete pages, pretty wild, and actually 2 more complete pages, and even the back. And that's going to do it for this video. If you like this sort of content, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of that new backboard that my friend made. Let me know which one of these cards that you like the most. Thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for my next video, which will open up illustration arts, SARs from Phantasmal Flames. See you in the next one.